Weeks pass. Soviet soldiers lie in their trenches expecting attack at any time. Tense days, but at least the Red Army's fledgling formations are granted time to learn crucial battle skills. April, May, June. Hitler can only fume as his attack is repeatedly postponed because the new tanks are not ready. But every delay is a military blessing for the Soviet Union. And now, as early summer warms the steppes, Soviet troops at Kursk receive another kind of blessing. The Kursk Madonna. Discovered by a 13th century peasant in the roots of a tree. For 7 centuries, according to local legend, the Madonna stood guard over the region and its people, protecting them from harm. A monastery was built on the site of the tree, an important shrine. In 1917, the monastery and its Madonna fell victim to a revolution with no use for icons or religious worship. The Madonna was lost, and its home taken over by the NKVD, who turned it into a holiday camp. But in 1943, as the hour of decision approaches, custom and religion are revived under the stress of war, and a copy of the Madonna is presented to Rokossovsky's troops. A symbol of shared struggle, of ancient glories beyond even Stalin's power to purloin. A talisman to ease the burden of their deadly waiting game. But now, as the armies swelter in high summer, the waiting is almost over. The greatest tank battle of all time is about to begin. The 4th of July. A Soviet raiding party brings vital news. Under interrogation, a German prisoner gives full details of the Wehrmacht's plans. The German offensive, Operation Citadel, will begin that night. The tension reaches a new climax now. Every unit on both sides is at the peak of readiness, and a deathly quiet falls over the front lines. Word of the planned attack is rushed to Stalin. But still, the gigantic armies wait. With 3,500 tanks and 19,000 guns at their backs, 1.3 million Soviet troops hold their breath. Across the lines, 1 million German troops can call on 2,700 tanks, 10,000 guns. Yet on the eve of battle, as Rokossovsky's memoirs tell, this vast array is so quiet that a dripping tap sounds like an alarm bell. Until, at midnight, the unnatural calm is ruptured by a massive Soviet artillery strike. As the ground shakes and the cauldron of Kursk comes at last to the boil, Soviet shells and rockets disrupt final German preparations, and Operation Citadel suffers one last delay. It is an ill omen for the panzer armies. Their best units are eventually on the attack by morning. But Soviet resurgence has been underestimated by the German High Command. Reinforcements are already rushing to threatened areas, and the confident German advance soon becomes a crawl. For almost a week, Soviet tanks confront German in an awesome clash of armor. The battle's epicenters are searing furnaces, engulfing millions of men, women, and boys in a hideous bedlam of noise, dust, and death.
Ну почему? Потому что в осколок столько понарах была такая битва, там выпущено, не знаю, там миллионы снарядов и бомб.
There was so much shrapnel. It was a battle with millions of bombs and shells and so much shrapnel. There's still a lot of it there. Disarmed mines and shells, that sort of thing. You know what I mean. On the 5th and 6th of July, our division was very much in the thick of things. We lost 2,500 men in just 2 days. We were finally pulled back to the village of Berezovets to be reinforced. And only on the 12th do we go back into the attack.
And above the nightmare on the ground, the air fleets do battle. Almost 3,000 Soviet warplanes and some 2,000 German machines, dealing sudden death to ground forces.